Welcome to the next session of Bite-Sized Training. What we're going to be looking at in this short session is one of the new features available if your organization has Microsoft Copilot licensing available. So I'm in Microsoft Project. I'm going to click on the Copilot icon and I'm going to give it a prompt to create a new presentation about fill in my prompt. Microsoft training courses available from Optima training in Ireland. Oops. Go on that. It will do basically an internet search about Optima training and the Microsoft courses they offer, generates the contents, and will then generate the corresponding slides to go with them. Now, obviously, you need to read through and verify the text content that it's giving you. But again, as a starting point for a particular process or information you're looking at, it can also look at documents, for example, and summarize those down and then use that to create presentations as well. So this is purely pulled from internet search results. And that's why I specified the Ireland in case you have organizations with similar names. It's creating the content. It is kind of very hit and miss as to how good the graphic contents are. It's not too bad. So again, we can see here it's created all of this presentation for me. So we have a guide to Microsoft training courses, specialized training, and so on. So this does not contain any of the company branding, but to turn this into a company presentation, I can just go to the Design tab and browse. I'll go into a slide first. Browse for a theme, and I can apply the design master sample that I have with the Optima branding in it. Apply that, and there we go. Boop, everything goes in. So on my title slide here, one little problem I'm going to have is that my logo is in behind my image. So I can either decide to change the size of this foreground image so that I can see my background. And the second thing is just a difference in the color and the layout. So you still need to do a bit of tweaking to get it exactly right. I don't like the background color being black. Right click on that, format background, solid fill in white instead. And again, put my transparency up like that. Apply to all. Now my slides will look much neater. So a little bit of tweaking might be necessary where you're going to just move around your headings, maybe change the font colors, whatever you need to do. But images wise, again, you can change those. But you can see with very little effort, I now have a relatively good starting point for a presentation. And not only has it generated the content, it has also applied animations and transitions. So if I run that slideshow, we have our text fading in. And so on down along. There's our content, all neatly done. So I might have to go through, make a few modifications to the text, might have to change some of the images. Again, you can see application for naturalization has nothing to do with the company. So it doesn't always get the images right. But I can always just go through, like that's not the company offices. I can always go in and replace that with the correct graphics. Some of them might be fine, so that's not bad. Other ones will be completely wrong, like this one here, but I can always just go and replace that image. So again, I can change that picture from a stock image, and let's just say I'm going to put in training instead. So even if you don't have your own content, you can change it for something else. So for example, one of these anything looks useful for me. Training, that one. Use that one instead. Insert. And again, the designer, which is standard in Office 365, gives me options for different layouts based on that. So maybe I'll change it to this or that one. So it's very easy now to tweak, modify, and even get a head start on the content of a presentation using the AI. Finally, it has also created the presentation notes for me. So at the bottom of each slide, we get those presentation notes. So when a slideshow is normally run, the presentation runs on the the screen you're sharing into Teams or the TV screen that's attached. If you're using presenter view, so again that's on the slideshow tab, and you're using presenter view, on my secondary monitor I have a different display. So what I'm going to do is swap that over so that what is on my secondary display will show on the primary monitor instead. And what I mean by that is when I run the slideshow again, this is the presenter view screen that was on my second monitor. And you can see here, you have the notes to accompany each slide. So this screen on your laptop would be facing you. The main presentation screen is facing the people watching it. And you have your notes here that were also generated by the AI system. That's the next slide that's going to come up. So I can actually get an advanced view of what's going to happen next. So really useful. Very little effort. It completely generated the contents for me. I would, of course, need to go back and change a few of the graphics and so on. By applying my own design to it, it's got the right color scheme and graphics for us. So it's not quite 100% there yet. But again, Microsoft are adding new features constantly to this. It currently can't take content from websites directly. You have to use a more general term like Optima Training, not www.optimatraining.ie, because it still says I can't link directly to websites. But that will eventually come. So again, the advent of AI is going to make our work much easier.